Hi, everybody. Good to see you again. Hope you're all well and healthy and staying safe. This is Bruce and Marie, and we have some new pendants for you today. And the ones that I promised last week, we got done. Bruce is now shaping the pendants too, and so we've been working together, and it's been going great, except we've had an unhappy dog, Marco. Doesn't like the vacuum cleaner running. We have to have that for rock removal, and so he doesn't like it, so then he winds upstairs. So we had kind of a crazy afternoon with him being unhappy, but we're happy because we are really excited about some new things we have to show you today. So let's get started. First on the agenda, as promised, is Larimer. He's number 247. And I'll just start again by saying our bales and our connections and everything are all sterling silver. So this is Larimer. It's from the Dominican Republic. And if you saw the show last week, you know that, as I told you, Larimer comes from the Dominican Republic. It's only found there, nowhere else in the world. It's a family-owned mine. And the rock was named after the guy that found the mine deposit, named it after his two daughters, combined their names together. Anyway, this is one that was a joint project, mostly Bruce. It's a nice domed one. It's a bigger one, and it is kind of an oval. So anyway, it's kind of a bigger one. We can do some smaller ones down the road, but I kind of hate to waste the rock. If we've got a big hunk there, I kind of want to use the big hunk and not waste anything because it's precious. So anyway, $28, number 247. Number 248 is Larimer again. It's more organic form, smooth on one side, and the other side is kind of natural Larimer deposit. How it's found, the rock is found in these pieces, and you can see I polish it up a little bit, but it's the natural look. So you can wear it either way. The bale is such you can wear either way. So anyway, smooth on one side, has a little bit of that deeper bluish green in there that I just love in some Larimer. And anyway, it is also $28. So we've got a more organic shaped and then also an oval shape. So there is your two choices, but if you would like Larimer, but you want a smaller piece, we do have some smaller rocks so we can cut some smaller pieces from. This next rock, number 248, pendant, is, I got lace agate, but I believe it's Laguna lace. Sometimes when you get cutting the rocks, I lose the tags and then get excited and I can't always remember, but this is, I believe, Laguna lace. Really pretty combination of browns. It's beveled on one side and flat on the other. You can wear it either way, but I kind of like the beveled side the best. So $18 and number 249. And as promised, White Buffalo from Nevada. For those of you who watch, have seen Turquoise Fever, the TV program that used to be on the Inspiration Channel. And by the way, it is now on Amazon Prime TV. So you can watch it on there if you haven't already seen it or you want to watch it again. We absolutely love that show, and it follows the Addison family while they mine for turquoise in Nevada. And they're one of the most famous names in turquoise mining. They've been doing it for 4 generations. They've only got 3 generations left, but they're a very special family, and it follows the family and the mining, and we're hoping they do a second season, but they have to wait to end their contract before they can start doing another season if they can make an agreement. We think Discovery Channel needs to have another mining show because we love all their mining shows. But anyway, this is two-sided. This side is black and white, has a little brown in it, and the other side has some brown lines with some white lines, and then it's just kind of different. This is a thick, chunky piece, and White Buffalo is, as far as we know, is only, the legitimate rock is only found in an Addison mine. Other people have rocks similar but not the same. And they knock it off and call it white buffalo, but it's more like dolomite, and or not dolomite, more like can't think of the name. But it's a different rock that's softer and not as pretty. This is a harder rock. The legitimate white buffalo is. So don't be knocked off. When you can have the real thing, but it is quite rare. And they have a number of shows on Turquoise Fever where they talk about mining for white buffalo and getting big orders, especially from a big customer from Japan. It's very, very interesting. So sometimes this has been called white buffalo turquoise, but it's not. It's been called that because they found it in a turquoise mining area where they least expected it. So anyway, there's a little history about white buffalo. That's number 250. It's $22. Here's a littler piece of white buffalo. I know we have a number of customers that like little pendants, so we've got some little ones today. This is number 251. It's $18, and it's smooth on one side with a combination of the kind of a soft brown with black and white. And then on the other side, it's got some interesting lines through here, some different formation through there. And so anyway, you can wear it either way. And again, this $18 white buffalo. We've only got very limited supply white buffalo left. I got one tiny little piece and one bigger piece, but the colors are best in this. I think I have some more white buffalo on the way. I won a contest, and part of the contest online a week ago there was some supposedly white buffalo in there. I sure hope so. I didn't think I could be that lucky, so we'll see. And the next one, 252, is Ocean Jasper. It's $18. And Ocean Jasper is a really fascinating stone. As I told you in previous shows, Ocean Jasper used to be cheap, and when I was buying it in beads, and it was different looks, and then all of a sudden it got really hard to find. Now it's not cheap anymore. It's pretty reasonably priced, but it's definitely not cheap. But Ocean Jasper comes in all kinds of formations, all kinds of color, all kinds of patterns. It sometimes has little orbs in. People like it with the orbs in it. I'll show you this. You can see through here in places. But there's a few little orbs in here. But a lot of people really like the orbs. There's some orbs. Those are the little round eye things. I particularly like this color of white jasper. I mean, not white jasper. Sorry. Ocean jasper that has a lot of white with it, and then you can see through it, and it has the green. But anyway, all kinds of interesting ocean jasper, including some that has red. But this one today is a beveled triangle. Number 252, $18. Another piece of fluorite. Yttrium. Oh, God, I have the worst time pronouncing it and the worst time spelling it. Fluorite. It's number 253. It's $18. Pendant. Very soft, milky fluorite. We have this cut in a very basic pattern. Just because we want the focus to be on the stone, we just liked it, just kind of simple, kind of semi-triangle, four-sided triangle. That makes a lot of sense. But anyway, you can wear it either way, but it's just very pretty, and it's as soft feeling as it looks. Okay, next is a little Minnie Mouse turquoise. That's number 254. It's $10, and it's kind of an odd-shaped little one. It started out being different shape. But there was a little piece that broke off over here, so it's just kind of a little lopsided turquoise. But it's very pretty turquoise. I'm not sure what it is. It very easily could be number 8 because it sure looks like it. I am a number 8 turquoise fan, so it very well could be. But it's $10, and it's just a little tiny one. You want to know how tiny it is? The very lightweight too. It's 3/4 of an inch without the bail. So 3/4 of an inch for the stone, and just kind of a little pretty thing. And then here's a bigger one, different matrix pattern in it than the other stone is. This number 255, and it's $18, and it's kind of I like to laugh and think of it as a boomerang pattern, and you can wear it either way. This side is more beveled than this. Did kind of a natural bevel, but this pattern is just a little bit different color, but it's very, very pretty rock. Not sure what mine it's from. This is what happens when sometimes I get turquoise and get a good deal on it. I end up with not sure what it is. Lots of times it's what they call estate turquoise. It came from somebody's estate and they're not sure what it is. I do know it's from the United States though. So anyway, $18 for that. Next is a different piece of turquoise. It's number 256. And I'm not sure where this is from, but it's very different turquoise. It has more of an iron ore look in it, or it's not really pyrite, although there's some flecks in there that almost look gold or pyrite. But anyway, it's just a very deep blue with a lot of ore look, but it doesn't polish and cut so much like there's ore in there, but it's hard, really, really hard. So anyway, this is number 256, and it's $16. It's a very deep blue turquoise. Next is another piece, and this was also a state turquoise, number 257, and it's $18, and you can wear it either side. It's a very light blue turquoise, or light turquoise color, and the matrix is very different on either side. This is more dark brown. When I got it, it was a rock, and so I cut it down into two pieces. So this is one half of the rock, and it had a lot of stuff on top, so really had to work to break that down, but it's really, really pretty color blue. As you can see, kind of a robin's egg, as you can see. So anyway, $18, you can wear it either way. Next is a very, very rare stone. It's an old piece of Bisbee azurite from Bisbee, Arizona. It's and it sits kind of different, kind of a cockeyed sit, because it's shaped that way. So I like things kind of odd shaped. This is very, very old Bisbee material from the area where the Bisbee copper mine is in southeast Arizona. As you might have heard me say in previous shows, that I lived down in that area where Bisbee was for about a year in the early 70s. And back then, it was kind of funny because the town of Bisbee is built mile deep copper mine pit, and it's I think it used to be one of the deepest copper mine pits in the world, but it's at least a mile down. At that time, it was on one side of the highway through town. The other side, the streets are staggered up, and in cowboy, and it's just south of Tombstone. In cowboy movies, they called it Frisbee, Arizona. Because when the outlaws got in trouble up in Tucson and they ran down and hid down in Bisbee, they didn't want the town to have a bad name, so they called it Frisbee on the old cowboy movies. So if you see an old cowboy movie and they talk about Bisbee or Frisbee, that's really Bisbee, Arizona. But it's built really interesting town. This Bisbee material is really old. Because of it, is very fragile, so it's been stabilized. That's what the extra S is there for, stabilized. And then I put some backing on it to help keep it strong while we cut it and shaped it. But it is just really rich blue, and with your chrysocolla in there, and just really, and some brown in there, really, really pretty stone. It's a lot harder now because it's been worked, so it stabilizes it more. But this is very old material. The Bisbee mine hasn't been functioning for a long time. They had turquoise, and then they had azurite. I just got some other material that came from that mine that's more brown with a little bit of turquoise color and a little bit of azurite in it. So we'll be getting that in the future. But anyway, this is kind of a different piece. It sits in a very different angle. and that was kind of the way the rock was. It was very soft down here, so we had to take off some of that. But I was very excited to get this, and it's just beautiful material. So anyway, number 258 for $24. Okay, on to the next tray and the last tray. All right, now we have a few bony things today. Number 259 is gem dinobone. This is bone from dinosaurs that's been fossilized. Who would think that dinosaur bones would turn out to be rocks that are very popular for making jewelry out of? And it's really interesting because the dino bone comes in a lot of different colors: green, red, brown, black. This is black with a light brown in it and some white. But anyway, this is dinobone. So if you want a conversation piece for a pendant, this would be one. And it is $14. So next is Lucian Veracite. Veracite is a relative of turquoise. And I'm not sure why, but anyway, turquoise and veracite lots of times are found in similar areas or same area. This one is from Utah. It's called Lucian Veracite. Very, very pretty veracite. It's different than a lot of the other veracites because it's all green and creamy colored. And you can wear this either way. It's more beveled on the other side. But all the Lucian Veracite I've seen has always been this green and white color combination. But this is really, really pretty. I stayed up late trying to bid to win an auction to get this piece of veracite, so it has some memories for me. It's number 260, and it's $16. Anyway, it like I said, is very, very pretty, rich colored veracite. Next is another piece of veracite. As I said, veracite is often said to be a relative of turquoise, and they also have a rock type called a veracoise, which is a veracite turquoise, I guess. I don't have any of it yet, but sometimes it's you don't know if it's a boulder turquoise. You've got a veracite, but I'm pretty sure this is veracite. It's number 261. It's $20. You can sort of see the turquoise veins running in there, and it's a little bit beveled here. And then on the other side, I beveled it off here because I kind of wanted to highlight that brown there. And then you've got your turquoise here. Anyway, very pretty veracite. But veracite can be brown, black, green, but most of the time it has some other colors in it and some turquoise running through it. So anyway, $20, number 261. Next is a really cool rock. It's called Parrot Wing from Mexico. And this is just a really, really pretty rock. And it's fun to work with, or at least this was. It's number 262. It's $18. It's reversible. This side, this is an odd shape because of the reversible part. This side is beveled here, and you can see this part of the rock is more bluish. This part is more green. Most of the parrot wing has some red in it. This is the red speckles in it. But so it goes from blue to green, or to a blue to like a turquoisey color, and then a green up here with red speckles. On the other side, I've beveled it over here. So where the blue is, the bevels are. So it's beveled on this side, beveled on the bottom over here. And then with green up there. But very, very pretty. This is a thinner one. It's a bigger one, but it's not heavy. So I know sometimes people don't want to wear a heavy pendant. This one looks bigger, is bigger, but it's thin and it's not heavy. And number 263 is crinoid fossil, and it's $16. And this is just fascinating to me. A lot of the crinoid fossil doesn't have pink in it, but the stuff I've got has got some pink in it. But it just fascinates me. There's all these little fossils in there, all these little urchins in there, all these little urchin bones. So this is the real deal. So I think that this probably comes from China. this rock, or most of it does. But anyway, it's a really interesting rock. And this is a little bit on the bigger side, a little on the heavier side, but not terribly uncomfortable. It's $16. Next is one of my favorite rocks. I just love it. It's not the easiest thing to find. It's called gem silica. This is number 264. It's $24. And as I've said before, I like to have things more in the organic shape, which means that we don't change the shape of a lot from how when we get it, we just cut the stone up. And because I just, call me crazy, but I just hate to waste beautiful stone. And I know that lots of times when they make beads on a rock, there's a lot of waste. When they make, if you make a all oval or round pendants, there's a lot of waste. I like to have our shapes more organic because I just hate to waste the beautiful things we were given from the earth. And this is one of those most beautiful things. This is called gem silica. It's from Arizona. The reason they call it silica, gem silica, is because of the silication in it. And this one, you can see it through here. If you look at it, when you look at it, you can see almost like a little forest in there. I don't know, it's like a little magic forest inside of a rock. It's just beautiful. And this side has a bevel on it along the bottom. And there's kind of some little round, interesting spots in here. On the other side, you can see more of that kind of a green foresty look. And it just looks like there's little trees in there that are inside the rock. And maybe they are. Anyway, it's really beautiful, beautiful stone. It's very soft. And it's just really, really pretty stone. I just love this. It's number 264. It's $24. And that's a really good deal for it. But the odd shape, because I hate wasting what the beauty of the world has given us. So I like to keep it more organic and kind of work with how the rock comes out of the earth. The next piece is shadokite. It's number 265. It's $20. Shadokite is a incredible rock, but it also is different depending on where you get it from. And this one is just got all kinds of turquoise in it and dark blue. That's kind of the feature of shadokite. Shadokite is different from chrysocolla in that it has the deep blues. And the other side is shiny, and that's because it's backed. It's to make sure this rock is stabilized when you're cutting it, and I just left it on there to keep that rock from any chance of crumbling. So, but unless you want to wear the shiny side out, this is the side that is the polished side and shaped side. As a rounded piece of the bottom here, we can really see that turquoise and over here. But anyway, I love shadokite and chrysocolla, all of those that have the blue and turquoise combination. So there it is, $20. And this is a heavier rock. This isn't for everybody. This is kind of go big or go home, as somebody said. Now we're going to a little Minnie Mouse pendant. This is number 266. This is from the Inspiration Mine. They're called Inspiration Mine material. The Inspiration Mine is in Arizona, and they have the most incredible rock that comes from there. I don't believe it's open anymore. I think it's been closed for a long time, but the most incredible rocks come out of there. I've got another piece coming up here too, but they're just absolutely beautiful. This is like this on one side. You can see rock formation through there. And this was on the other side. When I got it, this was very soft and soft color, but also soft rock. It's kind of like turquoise in there. It was very soft, and you could crumble it off or scrape it off. So I put a backing on it, which is putting on a glue type or a rock glue type substance to hold it on while I was working on it. And then some of the rock, when that has attached to it, has embedded in it, so they're still there, and was able to polish it. And you can wear this either way, if you want the softer green there, or if you want the other side with the rock formation on it. And that's $10. That's $266. This is another piece from the Inspiration Mine, number 267. This is the soft side. here. And here you can see the other rock formation went around the perimeters of the rock. And this was on the inside, but it went around the perimeters of the rock. So this is how it is on the perimeters here. And again, backed it here so I could keep it there while I was working on it, and then have it embedded in there. But anyway, very pretty rock. A little bit heavy, but not terrible. And it's $16. Next is another piece from the Inspiration Mind. This is not, you can't see through it. Yeah, a little bit, but not a lot. And it depends on where you, I've got a bigger piece, but it depends on where in the piece. This piece was more foresty, I call it. This has, as you can see, it looks like plants are growing inside. I mean, the rock formation just, absolutely beautiful. And it really does look like a little forest, a little secret forest inside. So this is the side that's beveled, where you can wear it this way. Either way, you can see that little forest inside. But it's number 268, and it's $24. And this is a heavier piece too, but it's smooth and beautiful and wonderful, and I love those colors. Next is something different. This is, that you know, when I've told you before that, that when you're working on rocks, you find that they have personalities, and sometimes they're difficult. This is a difficult one. This one is just harder than a rock. It's just hard, hard, hard. This is one that Bruce had to do a lot of work on. His machine is more aggressive than mine is, and so it would take me forever if I'd been doing it. So he did it on his machine. So anyway, this is yellow bubble opal, or golden. Bubble opal is from Utah, and it comes in this yellow, which is not as common, and then some clearer stuff that maybe might have a little pink on it. I've got some of that other material. I've got more of that, so you'll be seeing some other bubble opal coming up in the future. But this is, you can see here that this is the natural formation here. Many times when people make something out of bubble opal, they smooth it all over and you don't see what that natural formation looks like. And I really like that organic look, seeing what the rock looked like before we went working on it. You can see on the back side, and this is not, I mean, I suppose you could wear it like that, but I wouldn't recommend it necessarily. But anyway, this is what it looked like on the back side, but we smoothed it down. And then here on the front had these yellow bubble formation like this all over the top, and then we smoothed it like this. You can see again, you can see inside, it's like bubbles. It's really interesting rock, and but very stubborn rock. It definitely has a personality. So, it's really kind of a cool opal. Sometimes you'll get more sparkle. This, you can see a little sparkle here and there in it. But it's $24, and it's number 269. And last today, we have Rocky Butte Jasper. And this is number 270. It's $14. This is beveled on one side, flat on the other. Has a pretty, this is a smaller one and not too heavy. This is a really soft, pretty brown colored pattern. And this has more pattern here. So just want to do something a little different, even though it's spring, a little fall look or brown look. But it's Rocky Butte Jasper. It's $14, number 270. So that's the show for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you see something you'd like, let me know. If you see a rock you like, but you want something smaller, I can tell, you can give me a call or message me, and I can tell you if we have that or have the ability to do that. There have been a couple times somebody asked for a smaller version of something. We've cut the rock we had in half and made something smaller, which is great. I mean, it's no problem for us. We can do that. So anyway, have a good week. Take care, stay well, and be safe. And this is goodbye from Bruce and Marie until next Thursday night. Bye-bye.